Surprise! It feels like forever. It feels like forever since I came live. So hello and welcome to today's stream. Um, Something is going on with the music. I'm not sure what it is. I'll try and fix that. Hmm. Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. I'll be with you in a moment. Hopefully it works now. Well, anyway, okay, we'll see. So, Sid, hello, I'm well. I hope you are well. Just been very, very busy. Miss Venus, hello. AA, hello. I'm very well. I hope you guys are well. Sarah, welcome back. Okay, so we do have our first question from AA, I believe. So let's get to that and let's just pray that the music remains, that stays nice like this. Okay, so please like the video if you have not liked it already. If you are new in, I'm Venus, this is Secret Frequencies, and I do readings like this all the time. I do channelings, crystal ball, pendulum, tarot, flower readings, bone readings, rune readings, all different types of readings. So subscribe, join us. So the stream is free, the questions are free. I do appreciate if you are new, if you leave your full name and date of birth, that will help me to connect your energy. As you know, you are new and we haven't connected yet. It's a little bit easier to pick up people's energy in person. So, that's pretty much it, I think. If you want to connect with me off stream or see anything I do, all of my links are in the description. So my website is secretfrequencies.com/shop, secretfrequencies.com/shop. And that has all of the things that I do on there, including Reiki, energy cleansers, spells like Love and Money, and readings like on stream but more in depth, one-on-one. And sound healing. I do sound healing as well. So yes, feel free to check that out, but let's get to the questions. So it's very nice to see you guys. So AA says Ash's thoughts for Aliza today, okay? It seems like positively thinking of memories. It's like reminiscing on a good time. It seems a little bit distant future, like something that happened quite distant future, but there is some reminiscing on a good time today, so that's nice. Fire and water, it's really nice to catch you. I can't believe that I've caught you actually. We barely ever catch each other, so that's very nice. And thank you. I love the unicorn. This is like one of my favorite things. So here you can see my beautiful unicorn t-shirt. Sarah, when will I be able to stop working at night? Okay, at night. So I'm guessing like 1 to 2 months on that. Sid says is Anne joining me in bed tonight all night and all day until I wake up. Okay. I guess a yes on that. Jasmine says hi guys. Hello Pooja. I believe it's late for you, but it's nice to see you. What were Anne's last thoughts and feelings about me? Seems to be quite a while ago. It's very distant. Sorry, it's very past. It's very past, you know. But is wondering how you're doing and hoping that you're okay. so there is positive energy there, but it's very distant past. It seems like not really thinking about you recently. Miss Venus says, I'm intrigued by something and I want to ask here. Is the Fruit of the Loop logo missing the cornucopia an actual Mandela effect or gaslighting from the company? It's gaslighting from the company. I know. I already knew that one. It's gaslighting from the company. They play into it, which I think is funny. But it's Fruit of the Loom, isn't it? I think I read that's Fruit of the Loop. Fruit of the Loom. Yeah, I think it's funny. They really play into it. Jasmine says, I have a few thoughts popping into my head as to what direction I want to begin going in to make money. Which one am my guides pointing to as the best one? So I have a few thoughts, okay. So which your guides pointing to as the best one, okay. So they are pointing to stability at the moment, so it is kind of like working for someone. But it does seem to be very remote, or there's a remote option with this job. Maybe there is a location, but there seems to be like a remote option with this job. And yeah, they're really pointing to like stability. So, you know, having like that regular kind of income at the current moment, and they feel like that's best. But they're still giving that hint and glimpse of like working in the spiritual realm at some point, but they are really pointing to stability at the moment. AA says, what does Asha love about Elisa? Okay. Seems to be like a strong feeling of comfort and connection, and feeling very it's difficult to explain really, because I think a lot of us get this when we meet someone who's, you know, supposed to be on our life path for some reason, is we feel this connection to them that we can't really explain and put our finger on, and there really is that coming through very strongly. But there is things like positive personality traits, like connecting on a kind of communication level, so really getting, you know, like, oh, you really get me, you know, like if conversation flows well, that kind of thing. Seems like a connection like that. Sarah says, what does SM think of me? There definitely comes through like a thinking that you're a very kind of like kind and generous person and genuine person as well. So I would say that this person does see your authentic self. But I do also feel like that this person, there's this kind of, there's something there that's not completely positive, you know, like it isn't just all like, oh, you're generous, you're great, you're, you know, genuine. That's coming through, but there's definitely something of like a worry or a doubt, or a, maybe it's just not feeling fully engaged in the connection. Like maybe there's a distance in the connection, not really like seeing the positive traits but not being fully drawn into your energy, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Miss Venus says, I got an email, and I really liked your question about Fruit of the Loom, by the way. I didn't say that, but yeah, I really like those kind of things. Yeah, I really like to delve into things like that. I got an email yesterday with the subject line saying, I'm a mesh right now, which is supposed reading from someone in my life. Is this email truly for me, and if so, from who? I'm really getting C come through. Yeah, that's what I'm really getting at the moment with that. So it says, why have my spirits and entities been downstairs all day today? What have they been doing? So I'm not getting that. It seems like they've been roaming around and just kind of like, I wouldn't say chilling out because they are doing like spiritual work, but it does feel like they've been kind of freely roaming. It doesn't feel like they've been stuck in one location. So yeah, I'm not really, if I'm not picking up the same thing, it's difficult for me to answer that. Pooja says, I saw N in a recent dream where he was visiting me at my place like he did before, but I was being careful for not being a little too close to each other as he is married now, and we should keep our distance. What was the significance? Okay. So it seems to be like you and your subconscious self and your spiritual self coming to terms with this just not being the right path for you at the moment and him not being the right person for you. So it's like your subconscious is coming to terms with that and really understanding and realizing that right now, on this current timeline, current path, in this current lifetime, this passion just is not for you, unfortunately. Sarah says, do you see me getting surgeries this year? So as always, just a disclaimer with medical and health related questions. You know, I know you're just asking if I see you getting surgery, so it's not like super how can I say? It's not like a super risky question or anything, but I always say with medical and health related questions, always double check everything with your appropriate healthcare professional. Don't only use don't only use you know, divination and things like that for your physical health. Always still make sure you're getting checkups and looking after your physical health and things like that. I believe in the balance of mind, body and spirit. So looking after our body, looking after our minds, and looking after our spirits all together holistically. But yes, let's see what we get with that. Surgeries. Actually, I'm guessing like a possibility of that around May. It doesn't seem like anything huge, if that makes sense. You know, if I was to look at the scale of like seriousness, if that makes sense. But I am getting like an energy around Mayish time. RKG, hello, welcome. Pooja, oh sorry, AA. Any oracle card for Asha and my connection? Okay. Any oracle card for Asha and my connection? Let's do. I mean, I have not gone over the card yet, so maybe I'll do a love card, you know, because it's kind of a love question. But we have Pagan, we have Dragon, we have Secrets of Wandwood, we have Shadow and Light Oracle, we have Love, of course, we have these ones this time. We have a Goddess, and we also have Yin Yang. So if you usually like Akashic and you're looking for Akashic, I would say Yin Yang is the closest. Yin Yang is the closest. But yeah, I'll pull Yin Yang for you, and then if it doesn't really fully relate, we can. Oh no, we're getting separation and longing. So separation and longing. So generally it does point to a separation in the connection. It could be just affirming that the current separation that you're going through already is needed and necessary. It could represent a separation coming up, unfortunately. You know, if you are super close, it can represent that. But one thing a separation card can represent that we don't often think about, it can be long distance. So it can be just someone having to go long distance for a while and you're having to have physical separation, not necessarily emotional separation. So it's not always as bad as it seems. So it does depend how that manifests for you. RKG, good night. Miss Venus, has a twin flame told his friends from his current trip about me? And if so, what has he told them? Okay. Yeah, he seems to have mentioned, like, spoken about some things that you've done together, things like that, just kind of like talking about, you know, what I've been up to, and definitely mentioned you within that and spoken very fondly. I see the smile again. It's like when I was trying to see where you would go for a meal, and I was just getting that smile. So it is a nice energy. It's, you know, speaking very positively, but does seem to be a lot about what we got up to, what I did with this lovely lady, you know. I mean, perhaps not in those words, but. Sid says, will I be well enough to make it to my nurse appointment tomorrow? I guess it'd be yes on that. So I hope you go. I hope you do make that. Sarah, how is energy looking for meeting SH? This looks a little bit low at the moment, I'm very sorry to say. I wouldn't say that there's no possibility at all, but it's coming through quite low prominence, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say that. Jasmine says, I've been hearing ringing in my ears recently. What's this about? Okay. Yeah, so this is more connection with spirits. This is more like a spirit connection, spirit trying to communicate. So it's more like your mediumship, kind of maybe crown chakra activation, that kind of energy. Miss Venus, Twin Flame is on a trip with his guy friends. Has he been missing me and thinking about me? And if so, what has he been thinking about? Okay. I guess a yes, and I actually get some of the energy is kind of like this would be a nice experience with her. It would be nice if she, we could do this together if she was here, in certain locations and certain places. So that's quite nice. Sarah says, is CH messing with me by flirting but not having further intentions? Okay. So I wouldn't necessarily say messing with you, but I would say that there's uncertainty of true intentions. So yeah, it's kind of like leading you on before a decision is made. Like, do I really want this? I'm not sure, but I'm going to just go with it, Pooja, my family persistently wants to find a match for me, like an arranged marriage kind of setting. But I am not okay about this and stop them not to do as I feel meeting the soulmate person on my own would work for me. Will I meet him through my family or on my own somewhere? Any advice? Okay. Yeah, so this is one of those things, it all depends on you and the decisions that you make, because you are strongly guided to stray from your family's expectations and the things that they, not just on the love path, but on things like the work path, just on your life path in general. You're very guided to sway from the expectations of the family and the expectations of, I suppose, like the society, if that makes sense. But it's your decision. It feels like you have hesitance about it and you don't really, maybe you need a bit more strength to do it, because it really seems like the path's open for you, but you don't really want to take it rarely. Sid says, if I wake up at 12 tomorrow, will that be early enough for me to be ready for 2:50 p.m? Yes, I guess a yes on that. Miss Venus says, I think I had a dream last night where Twin Flame texted me, calling me baby affectionately. Was that my desire projected into the dream, the way he sees me, or sort of telepathic communication in the dream? So it seems to be a combination. It's a combination of desire and actual spiritual connection coming through. So that's quite nice, actually. Shelly, hello, welcome. Will I get my 10,000 this year from PCH Lotto? I'm guessing I'm no on that, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. Sid says, will I be able to wake up in the morning tomorrow? It's coming through at like maybe 11 or 11:30 is like the earliest you will get up. But yeah, maybe just set like, if I feel like I'm not going to get up, I set like 10 alarms and I just make myself get up. Who just says, oh, sorry, that's the end of the other question. Christina says, Twin Flame's intentions towards me, most prominent actions towards me for the remainder of January and February. So I don't feel much difference in intentions. I still feel there's like that genuine, this is, I do have a feeling like this could be long term, feel very attracted and connected, and all of those energies I still feel pretty similar on that page, But in terms of January and February, it feels like, let's see if we can get like a high prominent energy for something. It feels a little bit like potential. So it feels like a little bit. I'm not really guessing dates, but it feels like, having this time away it's a kind of like how do I say it, like a kind of cliche thing. It's like distance makes the heart grow fonder. It's like trying to ensure meeting you more after he's back, after the distance. Sarah says, love the flowers and unicorn too. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. Pooja, in some other dream, I saw myself crying so hard while hugging Anne, as if we are going to separate. What does this mean now, as we have already been separated a few years back? Yeah, it's just your subconscious. It's just your subconscious mind because you have an inability to let go. Like you really don't want to let go of N, and your subconscious is that's playing on your mind. You know, it is that kind of thing. Like if we really don't want to let go of someone, or we have a strong desire or strong worry or whatever it just plays out in our subconscious minds sometimes, whether that's dreams or just visions, meditation experiences. You know. Sid says, why am I feeling so unwell? Is it a fibro flare up or something else? Okay. Yeah, it feels like a flare up of some kind, like a medical kind of thing. It does feel like, yeah, I would say so. Miss Venus says, has Twin Flame's slight doubts and hesitation and maybe thought of dating around subsided, or is he still considering it? It's definitely minimized. I wouldn't say completely gone, but it's definitely minimized, I would say. Fire and Water. I'm looking into two possible job opportunities. One is a full-time position in my sphere, and the other one is part-time coordinator for First Nation Feminine Support. Which one is the better? Which one's better for you? Okay. So I'm guessing the part-time won't come through as being better for you. It seems like that's the kind of energy you're resonating towards at the moment, and it also feels like there's a increased energy of like satisfaction around that option. Sid, thank you. I appreciate that. I do really love the unicorn, so thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Okay. Um, Pooja. My mother filed a lawsuit against my aunt for not vacating the property, which is in my mother's name. What could be the possible outcome in this case? Okay. Yeah, so I do get eventually vacating, but just seems like a pretty long time. It seems like this is going to be quite drawn out, so I'm sorry to say that. Jasmine says I saw my ex Brian in a dream. Seemed like we were at a bar, but he worked there. He was wiping down some glass, and I was there watching a game. What was this all about? Okay. This was like it seems like a positive not reconciliation in the sense of like getting back together and things like that, but in like a soul, it's almost like he's kind of making you aware that he's grown and worked on himself. It's that kind of energy, like I've worked on myself. I'm kind of improving, in some way, and because you're highly spiritual as well, you're kind of picking up on that energy. It's almost like, you know, yeah, it's kind of just like a vision of seeing someone from your past who's improving themselves, working on their lives, and making positive changes, which is nice. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to reach out or that you have to reconnect in the physical, but it's always nice to get that, I suppose, like confirmation or affirmation that even if things went wrong in the past or whether we just weren't right for each other or whatever the situation might be, that there can be positive growth as well. And you know, I think we can get this with friends as well, and people we've known, family members, where they're just kind of letting us know on a spiritual level, like maybe I hurt you, or maybe like I said, we just drifted apart, but um I'm working on myself and I'm doing well. So it's kind of like a nice little reunion almost, you know, like in the spiritual realm. Miss Venus says, when do you see the twin flame asking me to be his girlfriend? Any prominence of this happening, and how will he ask? Setting, likely way he will bring it up. Okay. Yeah, so the main thing that's coming through is I definitely 100% see it being in person. So that's one thing that I would say, is it being in person. like, you know, like on a date, you know, something like that, or whatever you might call it. But yes, being in person at least, hanging out, you know. So I do see that. But let's try to get like a time frame on that. I do want to say end of February. Like at the moment, I do really feel like end of February could be prominent for that. And I also feel there's a casual energy around it. You know, like it flows naturally into the conversation, if that makes sense. Like casual in a positive way. You know, like it's not brought up with nerves or anything like that. Seems nice. Sag gal, hello, welcome. Well, me and Jay wake up. Okay. Makeup. Why did I say wake up? Makeup, sorry. There's a chance of this. I'm guessing like around 60%. So it's not super high, but you know, yeah, there's definitely a chance there. Um, okay, so I would just stop for a moment. I probably am going to go on for, we probably do have an hour more, I would say. Let me see the time. Okay, it's 10. So yeah, I have a few spells to do after this, manifestations for clients to do after this. And I do have a lot of kind of like replies to get back to. Um, and well, yeah, that's it. That's spells and some replies. That's all I have left to do at the moment, I think. Um, but yeah, I think we'll try to stay on for like an extra hour. But oh yeah, so I just wanted to say, please like the video if you haven't liked it already. I greatly appreciate that. It'll be amazing to get to 20 likes before we reach an hour. That would be great. Um, but yeah, I know there's not too many people in. It's definitely a later stream than I would usually do. But if you are new, anyway, I am Venus, and this is Secret Frequencies, and I do readings like this all the time. So I do crystal ball, pendulum, tarot, bone reading, flower reading, and things like that. I keep saying if we have time, I will do 2 streams in a day. But honestly, I'm so booked up right now. I had to jump on today. I had to make time because I just really craved streaming, and I know you guys really wanted a crystal ball. But I'm so booked up, and then everything else I'm focusing on is making sure I'm ready to go away because it's pretty soon now. Um, so yeah. What was I going to say? What was my point here? Um, so going to try to, well, basically, going to try to do as many readings as possible between now and when I leave. And I apologize. When if I say I might stream and this doesn't end up happening, I do apologize. But yeah, so my main thing is like I'm super booked up. I'm going to do my best to keep up with streaming. I have to check how many member streams we've had so far and get some of those booked in this week as well. But if we can, we have a few replies. And I really appreciate you guys voting on the Discord poll and putting your time zones. I really appreciate that. I hope we can arrange that before I go away. But it's perfectly fine to happen whilst I'm away as well. I can always jump on Discord wherever I go. So we will definitely plan it, but I'm so glad that more of you are interested. We didn't have Ankita interested last time, I don't think. So that's really nice to see as well. Some new people. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Just for a little interval there. But I really appreciate you guys. Please like the video, and yeah, if you are new, don't double post questions or anything like that. I will just have to get to you, so I'm behind in the chat. Just have patience, and I will get to you. The readings are free. If you're super urgent for your question to be answered, you can send a super chat, but it's not necessary. And yeah, support to the channel is greatly appreciated, but it's not necessary. And I really appreciate the members as well and your patience recently. I think that's one thing I really wanted to say is that I feel like I haven't done enough streaming lately. Maybe it's just because I've been so busy. Maybe it hasn't been that bad. But we will get through all of the member streams we need to get through this month. And I appreciate you guys. So love, light, and blessings. I really appreciate you. And Miss Venus says, I knew it was gaslighting. I told my friends my money is on gaslighting. Well, I hope you did put money down because you'll be getting that. So Sid says, did did put the song Got What I Got by Jason Aldean on my YouTube playlist a few weeks ago. And yes, okay, sorry. Let me see. Yes, I guess a yes on that. Miss Venus, is Twin Flame thinking of doing something with me now for Valentine's Day? And if not, it is it most prominent that he will? Okay. Okay. So it doesn't seem to be something that's really coming to his mind yet. But that's very common. That's very common with guys anyway. So I wouldn't worry about that. But it does feel most likely that you will do something around that time, in a kind of celebration kind of way. Yes, I would say. Oh my gosh, I always forget about Valentine's Day. So 14th of February, I think. Is that right? I always forget about that. Thank you for reminding me. Maybe we will do some kind of stream about love or something. Love meditation, heart chakra meditation, something like that. So it says, would I have won on Jammy today? I completely forgot to enter. I guess I'm gonna know on that anyway. So good boy, hello, welcome. Ishyak. I'm so sorry. If I pronounce your name wrong, you're very welcome to correct me in the chat. If you can, put the pronunciation in an easy way, I will correct myself. I do apologize if I do say your name wrong. But Ishyak, I think, I'm not sure. Will I get a job as Universal Officer? Yes, let's check that. I can still connect with you from looking at your name and date of birth, but if I don't pronounce it correctly, I'm really sorry. Let's see. Okay. I'm guessing yes on that. I'm not 100% sure on timing, but I'm getting a yes on that. Miss Venus says, when am I likely to see my twin flame next? Will I see him before he goes out of town next weekend or after? So most prominently, I'm guessing after at the moment. Hopefully that changes for you. Sid says, when will I next win on Jammy more than £25? I get like maybe 2 months coming through there. Jasmine, so you say my guide said a job that's remote but for someone else. Is it warehouse logistics? What about me doing hair? What do they have to say about that? Okay. Yeah, there's definitely a much more positive energy around her than warehouse logistics. That's not really warehouse logistics. Like the energy of that's coming through very low. Like it's probably not a path that you're going to take. You know, I mean, I never want to discourage someone from a job. So if it's like an opportunity that comes up soon and it could be like a placeholder, then of course go for it. So I never want to discourage someone from a job. But the energy here is like the hair path is more prominent, yes, and more supported by the guides. Miss Venus says, how does Twin Flame feel about our current level of connection, in-person meetings and communication? I feel like pretty satisfied at the moment, but I do feel like there's a bit of a draw for more, if that makes sense. Like there's, it's like each time in between there's kind of more missing you and more missing you, and it's kind of yeah, I would say amplifying the feelings for you and kind of gradually building that desire for things to not move quicker but to be closer, see you closer and closer times, if that makes sense. Michelle Garcia, hello, welcome. My children had a nightmare saying that there was a scary blonde woman crawling on the ceiling with her head turning all around. My other son is pretty sure it was grandma. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, it sounds very scary. It sounds like a kind of like a sleep paralysis kind of thing. Miss Venus, that email reminded me of C. He has fully moved on. Has he fully moved on from me now? I haven't seen anything of his, but he has looked at my things. don't know if I would say fully moved on, because there's still something there for you. Fully moved on in the sense of looking forward and not really thinking there's a chance of it, but emotion-wise, there's still feelings there. So I hope that makes sense. Michelle Bassier says, I believe she's a Libra. I told them mommy will handle her. A Libra, interesting. Aesthetic Delta, hello, welcome. Aesthetic Delta says, how will my connection with Nicole pan out this week? We reconciled last month and hopefully things become more romantic soon. My name is James. Okay, well, hello, welcome. It's very nice to see you. It's always nice to have new people in the chat. You're very, very welcome. Do check out the other types of readings that we do, because I do try to do a variety. One thing we haven't done in a while, guys, is Rune, actually. But, okay, James, let's answer the question. How will my connection with Nicole pan out this week? We reconciled last month, and hopefully things become more romantic soon, okay? Actually, it feels a little bit more like it. So, you're saying next week, aren't you? This week. So it does seem like there's going to be like a gradual kind of upward trajectory in communication and meeting and things like that, but it does seem slow and gradual. I feel like slow and gradual energy with it, so I wouldn't really 100% say it's quick, but you may notice some improvement next week, especially in terms of maybe how can I say, like the feelings in the conversations, if that makes sense. Like, you know, going from something like hey, how are you, to being a bit more endearing and sweet, you know? So you may notice some improvements, but I do feel like it's going to be a little bit slow. Not like super slow, but yeah, I hope that makes sense. Pusha says, what were N's thoughts? What were N's thoughts after watching my recent Instagram story about healing? It feels a little bit kind of like scrolling through and kind of being a bit, I don't want to, how do I say it, like not numb, but you know, like mindless scrolling, that's how I think that's how we say it, like the phrase we use. It feels a little bit like within mindless scrolling, so you don't really feel like there was a lot of emotion in it. I don't feel like that's purposeful to you or anything like that, but it's just kind of like not really thinking about it, just looking at things, you know, mindless scrolling. Miss Venus says, does the twin flame fantasize about a future with me? And if so, what is it that comes up in his future fantasies with me? Okay. I don't see it in terms of like he has like a vision, or like, oh, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that, and like a visual way, like, oh, maybe we'll move in together, maybe we'll, you know, thinking about it on that level. But I feel more of it's like a reassurance to himself, like this could be long term. I think something could work out here, in the more of a just thinking about that thought, if that makes sense, as opposed to like envisioning what the future will be like. I hope that makes sense. Jasmine says, what can I do to keep my 6-year-old entertained? Okay. Yeah, so the energy that's coming through is there's 2 words that are coming through, and one of them is like creative energy, and one of them is like activity energy, you know, so engaging in activities and maybe trying kind of creative things, doing things that are a little bit creative as well. You know, if you can't actually go out and have like a what's the word I use? Like go out and do an activity, like book an activity. Maybe there's kind of like a creative thing you can delve into in the home, you know, something like that. You know, what I'm not guessing something specific come through, but what springs to my mind would be like, let's do like some painting, or let's do like the main thing that is coming to my mind is like actual activities, you know, booking activities to do out in establishments. I can't find my words today. I apologize. Firebird, hello, welcome. Sarah says, what kind of circumstances will assist me in quitting my job in 1 to 2 months? What kind of circumstances will assist me in quitting my job? Okay. There's a possibility of a better opportunity. So I feel kind of like, really, the guidance that the board wants me to give is like, look out for this opportunity, or make sure you're applying for these opportunities. Just make sure you're in the headspace of, I deserve a better opportunity, and maybe looking around, because it does seem like it's more a jump to a better opportunity. Mystina says, if Twin Flame becoming more comfortable with his emotions towards me, or does he continue to resist them slightly uncomfortable with feeling? Okay. Yeah, I do get the energy of, like, I do get like this kind of slight resistance energy, but it's very, very minimal. So I would say that it's releasing. That's what I would say. I don't know what's wrong with my music today. Oh, there we go. It's much better. Well, Asher and I celebrate his birthday together, and his birthday this month. I hope we meet, okay? So unfortunately, I'm getting a no on that, so I'm really sorry to say. Shelley says, will my numbers win PCH Lotto? I'm guessing a no on that, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say. Jasmine says, when should I file my taxes? I'm not getting a date on this, but I'm getting this urgent, not urgent, like an ASAP energy. I wouldn't, urgent I think is a bit strong, but like an ASAP energy I do feel like is coming through. Mystina says, so maybe like the soonest possibility is what I would say, Jasmine. Mystina says, when do you see Twin Flame expressing to me openly how he feels about me? Yeah, I feel like around the end of February, beginning of March kind of time. Firebird says, how will Scorpio feel when I privately address his recent behaviour conduct towards me? So I guess a little bit kind of surprised and taken aback. That's the kind of energy that comes through. Aesthetic Delta, I do apologise. Yeah, so guys, if you're new, thank you, Miss Venus. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for helping in the chat there. I really appreciate you. Yeah, if you're new, guys, it just takes me a while to get to the questions. I'm quite far behind. It just depends how busy the stream is. I don't think the stream's not super busy, but I'm always behind. I always get behind. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please do like it. And so we'll go back over the cards that we have. So we have the Secrets of Wandwood, we have Dragon, we have the Pagan cards, we have the Shadow and Light Oracle, we have Love cards, we have Goddess cards, we have the Yin Yang Oracle as well. So, yes, let's see. Shelley, will Quick Pick win PCH Lotto for me, okay? I guess no on that. Unfortunately, I'm really sorry. Firebird, will he tell Miss W about it? I guess a yes on that. Thank you, Miss Venus. I greatly appreciate that. Fire and Water, a card of my choice. I should have the unicorn cards when I have the unicorn t-shirt on. Oh well. I want to do Secrets of Wandwood and maybe Dragon. So let's do the Secret of Wandwood. Oh, you have love. Some more love coming into your life. A balancing of love if there's been any issues in a love relationship, whether that is romantic or friend or family, you know, like close loved one, kind of soul family, anything like that. There could be a resolution in a love connection, but more love coming into your life in this current chapter. Maybe a better kind of feeling and amplification of the heart chakra. So yeah, quite a nice one with Secrets of Wandwood. Let's do a dragon for Fire and Water as well. I'm really sorry about the. Oh gosh. I'm really sorry about the music today. I don't really know. I've been keeping this very safe and I haven't like knocked it, so I don't really understand what the problem is. I'm getting untangled the wires, but let's talk about the Silver Lunar Dragon first. So we have the Silver Lunar Dragon for Fire and Water, and this says it bathes you in divine feminine light. And that's interesting as well with your question earlier, kind of relating to the feminine energy as well. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your casual chakra. So it's all, you know, that kind of throat chakra, that kind of maybe, well, being in relaxed casual energies, but also maybe stepping out into social energies. I don't know why I can't find my words today. But the Silver Lunar Dragon, there we go. So since this is a quiet stream, I might finish a little bit early so I can get on with like work. And not right now, don't worry. I do have a little. I will go for a little bit longer, but I'll probably find a better time to jump on tomorrow for you guys. I'm really hopeful that they catch up enough tonight. I have more time tomorrow. I do want to get a few bone readings and flower readings done this month, and make sure we get the heart. We need a heart chakra crystal ball as well. So just give me a moment. I'm going to plug this in one more time. If it does that again, I will just leave it. We'll have quite quiet stream again. So I'm not taking this with me when I go away anyway. So we're probably going to have some quiet streams away. So we'll see. Not really. It's not a huge deal, but I like it. I like the ambience. I like the music a lot. I liked it when it worked and when it was nice to me. Let's see if we can get it. One more time. One more try. Share my water little plant. Okay. well, we're getting something now. Firebird, what's the current situation of connection between Scorpio and Miss W? Just flirty and casual. Fire and Water, you're welcome, of course. Miss Venus, is it likely that Twin Flame will pull back or try to date someone else, or is that force likely to totally disappear? Yeah, it does look most likely to totally disappear. Like we said earlier, there's still like that minimal energy of that, like a kind of it's like those feelings and thoughts have been there and they're kind of shifting away, and as they shift away they're kind of just minimizing. It's kind of how I see it, if that makes sense. So I would say likely to totally disappear at the moment with how things are going. I do feel that. So yes, we can keep a check on that, of course. Pooja says thank you. Feeling sleepy now, but thanks for the stream. Love, light and blessings. I hope you have a lovely sleep. I know it must be very late there in India. Jasmine says, how much should I give Randall when I get my tax return? How much should I give Randall, okay? That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny because it's like I always feel like sometimes the universe or your guys like have a sense of humor, because I'm not getting a specific number come through, but I'm getting this energy of like as little as possible, as little as you can, which is kind of funny. Um, Shelley says is B going bowling. Going bowling, okay. I guess a yes on that. Fire Water says all the stress I went through during the last 10 years seems to have changed my metabolism as I can't seem to lose weight. Ozempic seems to have dangerous side effects, but should I start taking it to get me started on my weight loss journey? Okay. So, again, with medical and health related questions, I always give a disclaimer. Please always consult your appropriate healthcare professional. But I'm getting a yes. I'm getting a yes because what's coming through is that when you begin to see like really positive improvements, it's just giving you inspiration and motivation to keep going. So even if you only take it for a while and then go off on your own journey, you're going to have that kind of like, oh, I can do this. Oh, look, this, and that's how I feel as well. I haven't taken anything medical for my weight loss journey, but I'm really feeling pretty good about things at the moment. Like my stomach is a lot flatter. I'm still working on my arms, but my stomach is so much flatter. I feel like so good right now. I'm almost there. I feel um, like it could be if I stay on this path. Because as soon as you go back and maybe eat a bit more or you exercise a bit less, you're like, oh, I'm back to where I was. But yeah, I'm feeling really positive at the moment, and it really does give you a lot of motivation. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm always like kind of triggered to talk about my own journey when this weight loss thing comes up. Sarah says it seems like there was energy to meet SH in the recent past, but now the energy has dropped again. Is this normal? I don't know what I could have done differently to improve my chances. Yeah, and it all depends on, because don't forget that, even though there is predetermined events on our life path, the free will events that, like the paths that we have in front of us at the moment, when we make a decision, we're going down one of those paths. So the energy is actually always changing. It's just that a lot of people, their paths and the decisions that they make and the paths that they will take can be very, how can I say it, like routine. So their chances and possibilities, they're like percentages that they might get, when they come on stream, where it's like, oh yeah, it's high prominence, it's high prominence, it's high prominence, because they're taking very the routine path, if that makes sense. And whereas some people, we make that one decision where it's like, oh, we've really shifted now. So it just depends. Sorry, guys. I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. All of my everything electrical is just giving up on me totally. But I'm not going to need it for the next 3 months anyway. So when I'm going away, I'm literally just taking like the small suitcase and the small bag that you can carry on to the plane with you. I have a fear of putting things in the hold because I always have a fear of them like losing my luggage, which I don't know how that happens. Because if it's on the plane, how can it not come off the plane? But I don't want to sit there wait for that like carousel thing for my suitcase. So I decided to try and pack everything down as like the smallest possible, be as minimal as possible. And so my music, my plant music device is not coming with me. So maybe it wants to. Maybe it's playing up because it wants to come with me. I'm sorry, but you're just not good enough right now. You're not doing what we want. So yeah, sorry. I think maybe I'm in a funny mood today. But yeah, so our paths can change, the percentages and how things happen and things like that. I apologise about that. It can be difficult. When at one moment something's quite prominent and then it drops. It's unfortunate. But it's always good to check. That's why I do these streams, so we can check. At least we can check. Eleanor Shelby, hello, welcome. Please can I have a clue on which means I will make my success? So yeah, so I suppose, so okay, it's quite a difficult question because I assume that you're talking about like monetary success, like you're talking about how you'll make money, but success is different for all of us in different ways. It's like, do you want the path where just the most money? Do you want a path where it's balanced with you're actually getting satisfaction and you don't burn out at some point? You know, is it long-term success? Like, is there a love path involved? There's a lot of things that we can encompass into what we perceive as success, you know? Byron Water says, I'm so happy your business is going so well. Good for you, darling Venus. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have you put a post on YouTube about the Discord call or on Discord? I'm just on YouTube at the moment. Yeah. So I'm going to compare it. I constantly have a tab on my phone anyway of a million different time zones because I'm always booking people in on their time zone and then seeing where that lines up for me. So I will check what everybody has said, where their time zones are, because it could be that, you know, the people that want the morning and the people that want the evening are in the opposite time zones. So we might be able to line up in some way, I'm hoping. But yeah, I'll have to check that out. I'm just waiting a little bit just to see if there's any more interest. Maybe I will reshare it and just see what we will see. Firebird says, would Scorpio be tempted to take the bait and about having a sensual thing with me? What would make him hesitant? Okay. So I definitely think that there's temptation because there is physical attraction. So I would say there's temptation, but I feel a little bit like he feels past you, if that makes sense. He feels like he's kind of moved past that. So yeah, there's a possibility, I would say, but I would say it's low. Miss Peter says, wow, that's so cool. As the timeline keeps getting closer and closer, as opposed to the most of the time when it gets delayed, now the end of February, what is making this shift happen? So I feel like I do hope, I don't know if you will, you know, I know people jump in and out and, you know, I don't expect you to listen to every answer to every single person's question. But yeah, it is all about those decisions that we make and paths that we take and, you know, our emotions, you know, it can even be our emotional decisions. It doesn't have to be a huge, like, I'm going to do this or do that or make this action. It can even be those emotional decisions like I'm going to, you know, for example, the minimizing of that, maybe I'll date around, that can have an impact as well. So we can always check, just make sure, you know. But yes, I feel like it's a similar answer to Eleanor. Was it Eleanor? Sarah, sorry. Yes, Sarah. I apologize. I said Eleanor by accident. Let's see. Firebird says, what lies and gossip about me did Miss W try to get Scorpio to spread, and how did he feel about it? Okay. So do you really feel like it's trying to get anyone to spread lies? I feel like it's just putting you down and putting you down and putting your abilities down and putting, you know, your skills down, like kind of speaking negatively about you in a way to impact others to agree. That makes sense. So it's not necessarily like trying to make people tell lies or anything like that. Miss Venus says, what? It's V-Day, Venus Day. Love month, 2 of partnerships. I know it's consumerism culture, but it's nice to have something to celebrate. It's kind of like my views on Christmas, where I just feel like it's initiating children into capitalism, but at the same time, it's like, what else are we going to do in the UK at winter time? Of course. And, you know, I'm sure other parts of the world, but I'm pointing out the UK because it's very cold here. Very cold here. So yes, I just appreciate Christmas because it's something to do whilst we're so, the weather's just terrible. But yes, so, but yeah, it's definitely nice to have something to celebrate, you know. I mean, it's like birthdays, I suppose. I mean, of course they have huge meaning, but you know, the fact of celebrating them is like, you know, you could just buy your friend a gift at any time and be like, this reminded me of you, or this whatever, you know. I saw this and I thought you would love it. But it's always nice to have that day where we feel obliged to do it. I think it is kind of nice to do that on a traditional worldwide kind of scale as well, you know, or maybe not worldwide, but in many places. Sorry, just getting comfortable here. I didn't bring my extra pillows for my chair. Sarah says, has A ever thought or wondered about me since I last saw him? Yes, I get a yes on that. And also, will G and K decide to go through with marriage plans, and will I attend their wedding? I'm guessing yeses on that one as well. Yes, I'm guessing yeses there. Jasmine, okay, so this remote position, what particular position is it? As it's more prominent, is it more prominent than doing hair? Yeah, I'm not really guessing much else about it other than that kind of there's a lot of working from home energy with it, but like I said, it seems to be within a company. So I mean, hopefully, you know, if you really want to do hair as in your own, I don't know if that's what you mean, like self-employment. I would 100% support and encourage that path. You know, I would, but I feel like that this is maybe it's coming through as more prominent because it's a more near opportunity. Um, so like I said, like a placeholder kind of thing. Like, you know, we still want to make money and have something, or maybe something even to fall back on, if that makes sense. You know, and having a job as you build something up. You know, but yeah, I'm not really guessing like company wise or something like that. It just seems like there's a lot of work from home. You know, it seems like yeah, like a remote position, working for a company. It may be that it seems quite soon, so maybe you will see the application for that soon and be like, oh, that might be what that is. So yeah, maybe I would suggest applying if you do see something like that pop up, just to have that thing, even if it is like kind of a placeholder. It just seems very like kind of prominent and near, like a near opportunity. Firebird says, how will Scorpio and Miss W scheming collusion at work be exposed? I don't really get it. I don't really get it being exposed, unfortunately. I'm sorry to say. Miss Via says, oh wow, the plant music is playing the same note non-stop. Yeah. Yeah, if amplifying twin flame feelings, if you were to give it a percentage, how emotionally attached and loving is twin flame feeling towards me at the moment? I feel like I would say like 77%. Like I don't feel like I'm quite getting to 80, but I feel like I'm more than 75, you know? So I think I'm being a little bit more specific with that one. And she tries just one more time. She says one more time, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I pray to the plant gods. The god of the orange plant spirit. I forgot what it's actually called. Um, Sarah, was Esther aware that I was the person her fiance was initially interested in? And was she intentionally ignoring me the last time I saw her? I get yes and yes. And Sarah also says, will I be collaborating or getting closer with SM in the near future? I feel a bit more distant future energy, but again, I do feel I always say again. So I do feel possibility, but it seems more distant future. Is what I would say. Miss Venus says, what is the Twin Flames love language? What can I expect to see and experience more from him as he starts to feel deeper for me? Okay. I'm guessing like really like supportive energy and kind of like those kind of small gestures that let you know someone is really thinking about you, if that makes sense. So like a very supportive energy and small gestures is what's coming through with that. But you're saying what can I expect to see and experience more from him as he starts to feel deeper for me? I just to me it feels like the blossoming of like a healthy relationship. So it's, I know it's like there's not really so much I can say about it. It's like almost um almost boring, but like in a good way, like in a like, you know, I'm not seeing drama, I'm not seeing anything crazy going on. I'm just kind of seeing the blossoming of like a healthy relationship, a positive momentum kind of energy. So it's good, you know. Miss Venus is like, yeah, I was like, Planty is hitting that one keynote hard. I don't know what she's trying to say. She might be trying to say that, you know, water me more, you don't water me enough. Maybe it's just the plant playing up herself, you know. The Monstera, because the Monstera was amazing, just constant. It's just so big to bring up and down, because it wouldn't really fit in this room. There's no space for it. This is a pretty big room, but there's a lot of things in here. Now she's like, why are you talking about the Monstera? Was I not doing good enough? Yes, you were doing amazing. Carry on, please. Take the stage. Okay. This plant has an attitude. Miss Venus says, hi John, this is not, oh yeah, sorry, I read that message. This game isn't for free, right? No, you have to send me £100 super chat right now. Miss Venus says, hi John, this is not a game, it's crystal ball reading for short individual questions. And it's free as long as you are patient and wait your turn. Yes. Unless you do want to send me £100 super chat, I would not be against that. Aesthetic Delta says, I'm still here. It's okay, still listening. Love, lights, and blessings. It's really nice to meet new people and to have new people. Why are you telling me you're playing music when you're not? Shelly, you're welcome. Such girl will bring me jewelry. Guessing good no on that at the moment, unfortunately. I'm really sorry to say. Jasmine says, rally, I had no desire to file my taxes ASAP because every time I get them, it's gone immediately. What's coming up that I need to spend the money on? Spend the money on. Let's see. I'm not really guessing anything come through for that, but I feel like there's an energy around you of like big opportunities of shift within monetary aspect of your life path at the moment, that root aspect. I do really feel like there's big shifts occurring on your more monetary, material needs kind of path. And I would say I mostly feel like it's for the good, of course. There'll be decisions to make, and we always maybe make the lesser decision, but I don't feel like you will. I feel like there's kind of really big shifts on the monetary path coming up, and that might be why there's a bit of momentum with anything monetary related coming up. Again, like that position, you know, it's like if doing hair is like really a desire, but this position comes up and it's quicker, and you're getting the money kind of quicker. It seems like this that kind of energy is coming up in your monetary path at the moment. Satchel says, would Jay reach out first? Because a yes on that actually, but doesn't seem soon. Seems like if you give her a bit of time and wait, like yes. Firebird, why does Scorpio feel a need to tell Miss W everything about me? I feel like it's more linked to Miss W prying. So there's prying, and then he opens up, you know. So she's prying about it. She's asking. Shelley says, "Is the higher ups PCH delaying my oros? I'm not sure what that is, but I will double check that." There's a yes on that actually, or even though I'm not sure what that is, that's what came through on the ball. So what I'm going to do, we've been on for an hour and 10 minutes now. It's very, very quiet. I'm going to like I do when I'm finishing up. So I scroll down. If there's anyone who hasn't had any questions answered yet, I will answer them for you. If I see a question that's particularly interesting or seems quite pressing, I'll answer that as well. But yeah, so it's a little bit more earlier than I planned to jump off, but I can get my work that I have left done, and then hopefully free up more time for tomorrow. I really wanted to do a bone reading because I think since I had the schools, have we done? I think we've done one bone reading since I had the schools. I still have my priority list here, so you might be on it. So yes, actually we do have some people in who are on it. So priority bone reading list: Pooja, Rain, Jasmine, Shelley, Firebird, Miss Venus, and is that Pisces? Pisces. So I still have kept hold of it. We have the priority list for the bone reading. So if you're able to join me tomorrow when I do that, when I manage to do that, what I'm really trying to do is get these crow's feet out of this jar. I think the jar is sealed, or I'm just weak, to be honest with you. I really want to use the crow's feet in the bone reading. Can you see them? But I can't open the jar. I'm like so weak. I will do it. But yes. So priority list. If you're on it, you may join tomorrow. I mean, if you're not on the priority list, you're very welcome to join, because oftentimes what happens is like maybe 2 or 3 people from the priority list come in, so I put them first, and then everybody else can go below. If you jump in, it's very likely you will get a turn. It's a sample of bone reading. You only choose 2 elements, 2 shells, 2 bones, and 2 crystals. It's not a full in-depth one, but I will be putting the full in-depth ones on my website. If anyone does want one, was interested in one, feel free to reach out. But yes, so hopefully doing that tomorrow. But yeah, so let's see. If we do have, I don't think we even have anybody new in to, or anyone who hasn't had a question answered. Yeah, so Miss Venus, when you say specifically asking about your case, I do feel like it's that minimizing energy. I feel like it's linked to that. So I hope that makes sense. Absolutely throwing a tantrum. Like, it's so unfair. It says music playing, but there is no music playing. I may try the Monstera tomorrow and see if it's more just this plant. You know, because of course it's the biorhythm of the plant. So when the plant, the more alive like the plant is, the bigger it is, the more, you know, if the plant's beginning to wither at the time of year, which usually begin to wither, it may not play as well or do as well. So sometimes it can be that. This is the plant we have at the moment that we're attached to. So we have our little plugs in, and yeah, it doesn't really want to play for us right now. But yeah. My wait, no, Hampan. I was going to say steel-tongued drumline. Fusion Rockers, hello, welcome. Always wonderful to see you. Light, love, positive energy sent from me. Love, light, and blessings. Amazing to see you. It's lovely to see you back. It's always nice to see all kind of more newer members joining back in. So I appreciate you. Carolyn, hello, welcome. Fusion Rocket says, are you still trying to open that jar? Well, I actually didn't try. What I usually do is put like a knife in there. So I don't know if I should do that on stream. I don't think YouTube would like me to have a knife, but I'll do it off stream. I usually just pry it a little bit, but I actually didn't get around to doing that. So that's, yeah. I definitely haven't put much effort into opening the jar. But every time I sit here, I'm like, oh yeah, that jar. I really want to get into that. Let's see if that helps. I didn't show that on stream. Oh my gosh, it did. All that time. That's what I should have done. I did it! I opened it! Very nice. So, spooky, creepy, but great for bone reading. I'm super into taxidermy, all from ethically sourced taxidermists, by the way. They're all ethically sourced. And a lot of them from Haworth. Like this was from Haworth. These are a lot of them, the animals that naturally die right there on their mountains, like they're kind of hills. I don't know if you call them mountains. You know, they're not that big, but yeah. So they're all often from the birds that naturally, or animals, deers, sheep, deer, sheep, birds. Sometimes, usually more when they're attacked by the cats. And they have a specific type of deer there that's very rare. So Firebird says, what time is the bone reading on? So usually I do the bone reading a little bit earlier because you guys kind of like, I feel like Crystal Ball between like 6 and 8 GMT is usually preferred, but I will check. Let's see. I can't say for sure right now. It depends how much I get on with after this. But I will try to do posts, and I will or a short or something. Look out for the posts tomorrow. If you're interested in the bone reading or in the crystal ball tomorrow, try to look out for the posts, and I will definitely try to update you. I know sometimes I jump on randomly and I don't mention it, but I'll try my best to keep you guys updated tomorrow, especially since we do have that priority list. So yes, it was lovely to connect with you guys today. I really hope we do manage to do 2 streams tomorrow, even if they're a little bit short. I don't know. We will do what we can. If you're a Heart Chakra member, do feel free to recommend a time and date for a Heart Chakra crystal ball. We can do 2, we can do one early, one late, whatever you want. But yes, it was really nice to connect with you. All of my information is in the description of the video if you want to go to my website, or if you want to message me privately off stream, there's Discord, Facebook, and email. So do feel free to check those out. If you do have TikTok, I would appreciate if you follow me. I always forget to post there. So I do only have like 400 followers on there. But if I got to 1,000, I could do lives on there as well. So really, I should try to push that a little bit more, I think. Because that could be good. But yeah, just if you do, my TikTok is in the description as well. I always forget to say that one. But yes, love, light, and blessings to each of you. I really hope to see you soon. I really hope to see you on at least 1 stream tomorrow. And I hope I manage to get 2 done. So yeah, look out for the posts. Love, light, and blessings. And if you have not liked the video yet, please like it on your way out.